Okay, LucasArts? You know we're called Lucasfilm Games now, right? I don't care. Do you got any new games for me to play? Well, let's see. We have game where you're a Jedi who survived Order 66. What else you got? Star Wars, but in Lego form. Not really in the mood to be playing a Lego game right now. Oh, I know. How about a Star Wars game where you're an X-Wing pilot? You know, I think I'm in the mood for a Star Wars game where you're not working with the good guys. Oh, well, if that's the case, what you're looking for is Battlefront 2. In that, we have a story mode where you play as an Imperial trooper. Yeah, that sounds good. For like 3 missions, and then she immediately flips to the good guys. Then that's not what I want. Okay, I hear you. How about a game where you play as Darth Vader's secret apprentice, trained to hunt down the Jedi who survived Order 66? Okay, that sounds pretty good. Sounds like what I'm looking for. But then he suddenly becomes good and somehow creates the entire rebellion. Dude, seriously. No, I want to play a game where you're not working with the rebels at all. Okay, we have a game where you play as both the bad and the good side, but they're 2 separate characters. And the Empire side stays on the Empire side the entire time. And the VR integration is actually really, really good. What's the catch? The story is shit. Okay, listen. I know exactly the kind of game you want now. How about this new game that just came out? Star Wars Outlaws. It's about a thief trying to make her way through the galaxy. She has no ties to the rebellion at all. And you're working with 3 different crime syndicates at the same time. Sounds good, right? Actually, yeah, that sounds good. That sounds like exactly what I'm looking for. And it sounds like it shouldn't tie in with the rebellion at all. Oh, well, she does reluctantly work with the rebellion a few times, and they become an integral part in the story later. And it's also made by Ubisoft. Get out. So the new Star Wars game just came out, Star Wars Outlaws. I was looking forward to Star Wars Outlaws. In fact, it was one of the main reasons why I bought the Xbox Series X. Starfield being one of the other reasons. And I'm glad I did get the Xbox for this game, honestly. Because when it was coming out, I wasn't going to be able to spend $70 to get it physically, but then a friend recommended that I get Ubisoft Premium Plus instead, which PlayStation doesn't have for some reason. It's just the PC and Xbox that has that. For less than $20, I got not only the game, but also the best version of the game, which got me to play it 3 days in advance. 2 of those days, the SD card that I used to save my game recordings got corrupted, and I had to work on recovering the recordings on it before formatting and fixing the SD card, so I basically missed the 3 days early thing. It's not like Ubisoft made it easy for me anyway. Look, I might hate Ubisoft. In fact, I think they're one of the worst companies ever. But in my defense, they're always doing something stupid. Look, I don't think this is my fault. When you load up a game on Xbox or PlayStation, what do? You select the game through the home screen. Well, not Ubisoft. For some reason, I had to go to the store page for the game, and then when I had select version, I had to select the version that was unavailable for some reason, and play the game through the store page. I don't even know why it was like that, and it seemed to have fixed itself later on, and I was able to play on the home screen. But anyway, let's just get this review started. A bit of a spoiler warning going into this review. I'm going to talk about the story in its entirety, so if you don't want to be spoiled, leave a like, play the game, and then come back. But if you want to keep watching, I shouldn't be spoiling the ending right away. The Empire gets beaten. But in all seriousness, except for some small stuff that happens late game that I'm probably going to mention before we get to that part in the game, the story itself should gradually be spoiled, so you can stop and continue whenever you want. And also, real quick, I wanted to do a quick thank you to my subscribers for your patience. This review took way longer than it should have, and I hope this video is worth the wait for you guys.
Hopefully, it will have been worth the wait.
And also, if you haven't yet, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you can be alerted to when new videos are out. and I can get closer to 1,000 subscribers. Alright, finally starting the game. We start with this guy, who's having a nice dinner with these guys.
Finally, Zerek Besh is here.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my underground lair. I have gathered here before me the world's deadliest assassins.
Each of you represents some of the most powerful criminal organizations in the galaxy. Pikes, Crimson Dawn, Huts.
Oh no shit, really? Wow, Jabba lost a lot of weight. I need to know his diet plan. No. These guys are just representatives of their respective crime syndicates. The Hutts, the Pikes, and Crimson Dawn. Well, I guess this guy just forgot about the Black Suns, the Crymora Syndicate, and the Zan Consortium. Which actually is canon again, apparently. So it actually would have been cool if they showed up in this. But fine, he invited 3 random syndicate members. I'm assuming that these 3 specific syndicate members are just running their faction's Canto Bight section, because I guess tiny spoilers that won't be a spoiler in a few minutes. This whole scene takes place on Canotica, which is the planet's name.
You sends a spy into my own house.
Intruder alert! Red spies in the base.
A red spy is in the base?
Enough, Cyril. I didn't come all this way to listen to lies while your Zerek Besh rats skim off our spy slates.
You know, my brother was heir to the family fortune. He's gone now. Do you remind me of him? He always came first,
Gross.
even at dinner. If he'd finished his meal, he'd just take my plate. All I could do was watch him chew. Go hungry.
What is the point of this?
Weren't you listening?
I just invited all you guys over so we can have a group therapy session. Now let's see, where was I? My brother ate all my food, he took all my trading cards. I have the tendency to shoot all my dinner guests. Okay, who wants to hold the totem and speak next? Anyone? Then we are introduced to our main character, K-Vest, and her animal companion, Nyx. A team of petty thieves? Smugglers? Scoundrels? Her Wikipedia says that she's a thief specifically, but during the course of the game, she's more of a generic scoundrel, so I'm gonna go ahead and say this is a very minor thing to be overanalyzing. Anyway, she is living in the attic of a bar and is also indebted to a bunch of people, so she needs to figure something out.
You're leaving a lot of money on the table.
Don't know the crew, don't like it.
If you change your mind, let me know.
So, Bram, that for me?
No. But this is.
Ah, my data spike.
Yeah.
And now you're gonna say messing with the sixkin is a bad idea.
It's gonna get you killed.
That's another way of putting it.
You've got no crew, Kate. And you keep going it alone with high-risk scores that just go sideways.
You want it done right? You do it yourself.
I get it. You've hit some bad luck.
Bad luck. I'm out of marks, I'm broke, and I live in an attic.
Why don't you stick around the Broken Hoof tonight? Fix yourself some dinner. Let me set you up with something small, an easy hustle.
Or you could just give me that job on your pad there.
Nice try.
You know, call me crazy, but if you kept doing jobs that require a crew, apparently, and they kept going sideways, and as a result you get an increasing amount of debt and a 3-day time limit to get the money you owe, maybe pick up 1 or 2 small jobs just to keep your head above the water. Already, this game is leaving a good impression on me. This looks really good. They capture the feeling of being in the Star Wars universe with this atmosphere. Kay's whole plan is to sneak into the Six Kin Club to steal some identification cards so she can escape the planet. Seems like a not well thought out plan, if you ask me.
We're not getting anywhere with a busted data spike. Come on, Nyx. Let's see Previn. Then we break into Club Tarsus and steal the forged identicards from their safe. With any luck, it'll get us on a shuttle to the core worlds.
Quickly you learn that you can use Nyx for a variety of things, like fetching various items and stealing from the guards right in front of them.
lift, Nix.
Oh yeah, 25 credits. Good job, Nix. That guy didn't even notice you. Good day, officer. And I can immediately sell the junk I just found for almost 100 credits. We're gonna pay this debt off in no time. The debt thing never really shows up again. In fact, I think if you didn't even read that one note in the beginning, you probably wouldn't have never even known about it. So after about 20 minutes of walking around and enjoying the sights, quite possibly the only time I ever liked seeing Kanto bite, I decided to continue on to the main story, going to Pre-Band's shop to get the data spike fix. Which is mostly just to give us the data spike tutorial, so don't really get too attached to this guy. I forgot that he was a Weequay. I thought he was a Rhodian before I looked back in the footage. And now we're off to the club. I hope nothing bad happens.
We're close. The identicard is in the boss's office. Nix, there. Keycard for the storage room. Preben's plan said the vents in there lead to the office.
Oh, excuse me, officer. Anyway, as I was saying, Nix, the vents to the office are in the storage room that requires this key card that I just swiped from this officer.
Oh, come on, Preben. Your plans didn't have a pressure switch.
It's K-Bass!
Oh no, look at that. Something unfortunate happened. What were the odds? But why does this one box have a pressure plate exactly? And you just really need like one, maybe two, and at the most 3 identicards. So why take the whole box? So we are now sent into a firefight, giving us the shooting tutorial of this game. All the while, the alarm is going off, and I swear this sounds like the club has Captain Kirk screaming "Con" as an alarm. Shooting is fine in this game. It's got that Battlefront mechanic where it heats up and then you have that little mini game to instantly cool it, or if you fail, it takes longer, which I never really had a problem with, except in like the middle of a large firefight. But also, the game doesn't seem like it's built with combat in mind, which is very disappointing. And it's also one of those games where you get hit and you lose a massive chunk of your health, and for some reason, it's also one of those games where you can only carry like 2 health packs around unless you get items or perks to increase it. At one point, I carried like 6 stim packs at once, but it went down to 4 after I switched out some items. Which, I'll get into that in a bit. For now, let me just tell you about the stealth mechanics, what this game is made specifically around. And Ubisoft are the people who made the Assassin's Creed games, you know, the ones that are well known for its stealth until they just forgot about it, apparently. So it just makes sense that the stealth is not very good. If you're like me and stealth games like this you don't mind, then you won't really mind this. But if you don't like stealth games, you're going to grow to dislike this very quickly. In fact, to be honest, there were several times where I got really frustrated with this mechanic.
We lay low for a while. We don't leave the attic.
Yeah, Nix, let's go to that one place we're known to be living in. That won't be the first place the Mafia looks for us.
Bram, I don't want to talk about it.
You thought you could just walk in there and steal the most valuable scan docs in Kanto. I told you, Kay. 6 kin will have your head.
Hey, Ren! We know you're here. Let's make this easy.
But who would have guessed the 6 kin has showed up to the cantina. I'm guessing they were following her home because it was like right away. And Bram goes to go talk to the thugs.
She's not here. Liar. Liar!
Done with that kid. In fact, I'll help you find her.
Oh, you fucking rat. Oh, you're tricking them. Never mind then. Don't mind the voice. That's not coming from the attic. Quack. Well, nothing in here but Bram and that space duck.
You'd slow us down.
Okay, now that was just a dick move.
Bram,
It's nothing.
your leg.
It's nothing. This is a new crew. I risk. Whatever it takes, you finish this job. The score alone is enough to buy you a damn shuttle-off world. It's what you want, right? Time to go, Kay. For good.
Oh, and another thing, Bram, son of a bitch, there she is. So we have no choice but to go do that job that Bram was talking about at the beginning of the game. Why were these guys just sitting here like this the whole time? How did they know Kay was coming? I don't know. But we are now part of this crew, and we have to sneak into the mansion of the guy from the beginning and steal from his vault. I'm sure nothing bad's going to happen here.
Get him! Keep moving, Nix! They're headed for us! There it is. The vault. Whoa, hi! Yeah, I need to get in. Denyon, I'm at the vault door, and there's this droid.
You've met the TT-8L. Good. Password is Grandio-Cha.
Yeah, thanks for telling me when I got to the door and not like, oh, I don't know, on the right here.
The vault. I guess this is what real money looks like.
Yeah, real money. You can tell by the same reused models he has throughout this entire mansion. Even the Mandalorian slab thing. What the hell is this?
Huh?
Son of a bitch, I got involved with the rebels.
You're not Zarek Besh.
What is this? Where's my cash?
Use a hand here.
I did everything right. The code was good.
Yeah, as it turns out, this Twi'lek dude, who was also the spy Slero was talking about in the beginning, is part of the Rebel Alliance. In fact, the entire crew that we joined for this job is part of the Rebels. So why did they need me? Why couldn't they just bring a slicer on their own team? I'm sure the Rebels are full of slicers. I know the real answer is because the game couldn't have happened, but that's the answer for the writing, not the actual answer for in the universe. Like, yeah, why don't they just use the Eagles to fly to Mordor? Well, the writing answer is because then Lord of the Rings wouldn't have happened. But in universe, the answer is because the Eagles didn't want to get involved, really. They did the first rescue as just a favor for Gandalf. And, you know, also because Sauron has flying beasts, and it would have been a lot easier spotting giant eagles than a tiny hobbit. So my question is, why in universe did the Rebels choose a local? Because there isn't an actual reason they needed someone from Canto Bight. Because nothing in this mansion required someone local. Maybe it was because then they could have used her as a scapegoat. Which, again, they could have avoided had they just used one of their own guys, or told Kay about saving this guy, and then told her that money would be after the job. After Kay gets knocked out, we get a flashback to her and her mom, which just shows us how terrible this mother is. Okay, so the stupid box helmets, that's part of the uniform?
Ha 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 ha! Your costume is ridiculous!
You must be Slero.
Your friends abandoned you.
Friends? What friends?
How long have you been part of the Rebel Alliance?
Oh, you're serious?
What do the rebels want with Zarek Besh?
So now that we're through this stealth section of the mission, we now have to shoot our way out.
Don't make a sound, Nix.
I want a death mark on her now. I promise a fortune for whoever can bring me her head.
Well, that doesn't sound good. Better take this ship here and fly out. Just gonna stealth on out of here and okay, guess we're shooting everything.
Just you and me now. Huh?
Take her down! They won't stop coming. We need to go.
Yeah, great computer AI there, guys. Okay, so these guys aren't actually going to stop spawning. I guess I just gotta go to the ship.
Julie, get us out of here!
Just like flying a speeder, right, Nix?
Okay, time for a fun flyaway / dogfight. Maybe teach us the mechanics to flying, and it's just a cutscene. No, it's alright. I didn't want to fly yet anyway.
To Shara. I'll take anywhere. We're okay. We're okay.
And she somehow lives through all that. She didn't even bother putting on a seatbelt of any kind.
We made it.
Not even her hair is ruffled a bit. Yeah, Nix, this jacket looks cool, right? It definitely helps keep my mind away from the fact that my spine is now in different locations.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. In rodeo, we say hi to people by bashing their heads in with a metal pipe.
I thought you were one of them.
Huh? Lots of new friends today.
It's high noon.
Good work handling those bandits.
Who are you, and what do you want?
Okay, you're mad about the pipe. I didn't think anyone survived the crash, but you did. So now, I'll help you.
I don't need help. I'm getting out of here.
How? You're an off-worlder, and this ship of yours isn't gonna fly anytime soon. But lucky for you, I'm a mechanic.
How many credits are we talking?
I mean, a few, mostly for parts. But good news, Tashara is a great place for someone with your skills. There's a Pike underboss named Gorak. Talk to him.
And he'll give me work. Got it.
That speeder in your ship will get you to Miragana City easy.
Sure, random Rhodian, I'm gonna trust you for some reason. I'm sure this won't bite me in the butt later. So we use the speeder. That's perfectly fine after the crash, by the way, to get to the first city on our new adventure. And I'm gonna talk about the speeder here. This really is the best time to talk about it. I kind of don't like this. As a speeder, it's fine, it gets me to the places I need to be, but I don't like that you can't shoot from the speeder, even though there are several parts in this game where we get chased by other vehicles who are shooting at us. No, the only way we get to shoot on the speeder is through the Deadeye system that we just unlocked, and it's a used once and you gotta wait for it to charge back up kind of deal. Other than that, it's okay. The upgrades don't really feel like upgrades, except for later in the game, when you get the ability to drive on water. Like, the speed upgrades, I don't feel like there's much of a change. In fact, I sometimes feel like it should be going faster, and the game's just artificially slowing me down. The cosmetics in this are okay as well. You get to change the color, and you get to have something hang off the handles, and have something hang off to the side, like a helmet, a Dejaric table, and the ice cream machine from episode 5. Yeah, fun fact, in Empire Strikes Back, you can actually see this guy running in the background carrying an ice cream machine prop. He is in fact an actual character. His name is Rilro Hood, and that ice cream machine prop is actually a memory core that holds vital information to the Rebellion, and he is running from the Empire to give it to them. And this is his only scene in any of the movies. It's one of the reasons why I love Star Wars. Where was I? Oh yeah, customization. You know what? This is jumping ahead a bit, but let me talk about the Trailblazer as well, because this really is the same customization. None of the ship paint jobs really felt too different from each other, and I never even really seen the hanging objects on either the ship or the speeder. I kept a lucky dice on both of them, because of course I did, and besides, all the other ones weren't great either. The only thing that really felt different was the ship's exhaust colors. Honestly, I wish there was more to the speeder customizations, like maybe change parts on it to give it a different look and stuff. The ship as well, but I don't see how they could have changed parts on it, honestly. But whatever, let's just move on with the story.
The pirate crew was entirely populated by decommissioned battle droids from the...
Let me see some identification.
Oh, yeah, sure.
You're Torin Valerio Nup?
That's me. Mm-hmm.
I don't get paid enough for this shit.
Alright, move along.
And that was the extent of the Stolen ID plotline. It's never brought up again, and Kay never really uses the fake name again. It's almost like we didn't really need that whole beginning part, but whatever. Now we're at the cantina to talk to Gorak, the Pike guy that's running the planet apparently. But they're not letting me in, so I just gotta use the back door that they didn't even bother locking up to get to him.
This is Governor Thornton's city.
not yours.
Drag him out. And tell the governor the payments will not increase. I don't know you.
What? You never make new friends?
I have enough friends.
Yeah, but you don't have to pay me to hang out with you.
She's funny.
Waka sent me. He said, you might have some work?
What a disappointment.
Hey, wait. What's your problem?
Okay, you're clearly not a Fozzie Bear fan. How about Kermit? Gonzo? Everybody likes Pepe. Hell, I'll even take Scooter if you like him.
Smart enough to get into my suite? Careless enough to use Walker's name. You're new to this world. Come back when you're not.
Well, that could have gone better.
Good boy. Stealing from a Pike underboss. First day?
So, Danka, who kind of sounds like Marge's sisters from The Simpsons, tells us about the different syndicates. All three of them. The Pikes, the Crimson Dawn, and the Hutts.
Miragana is special, kid. Empire keeps this cantina neutral. But beyond these walls, it's war. You want to survive? Know the players. Look there. The Pikes have the most say, thanks to Gorak. Then, Crimson Dawn. Hungry for Gorak's kingdom. Crafty, sneaky.
Yeah, so sneaky they can literally just sit in a booth dressed up like a ninja and no one will notice.
Unlike the Hutts. With them, what you see is what you get.
Again, you're missing a few, but whatever. We have a new job. Sneak into Pike territory to steal some information for the Crimson Dawn.
And who's hiring me to steal from the top syndicate in town?
Sorry, kid. In or out. That's all you get.
Tell your client K-Vess is in.
Yeah, I don't know who the hell that is.
Hey, Waka. Thanks for the help. You almost got me killed.
Guess Gorak still remembers me.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing that you should have mentioned at the beginning, dumbass. Alright, so I'm at the Pike territory. I have poor rep with them, so I can't just walk in. I'm gonna have to sneak in.
Someone nearby?
I've been told you arrived.
How?
There's a way in on the second floor terrace.
This Pike operation looks huge. They must have a sweet deal with the Empire.
Wow.
There's the tower.
Kind of makes you wonder how the fuck did these guys make all of this? Alright, so now that we're deeper into the facility, we can freely shoot if we have to, and boy did I have to.
We're spotted, Nick.
It's alright, I just gotta shoot my way through. It's not like they're gonna be pissed that the girl that they just threw out just blitzed through one of their strongholds and killed a lot of their guys. But I got the information I was tasked to get.
An alarm. The file's just a spotchka recipe. Did I get played?
Great, I killed all these people for a recipe for spotska, an alcoholic beverage in the universe, I think. Oh, also we got this video file of one of the Pikes plotting to kill Gorak. Maybe that guy shouldn't have had this Skype call on the company computer. But oh well, time for another shootout. I'm starting to sense a pattern here.
You the one I was talking to before?
You pulled it off.
Yeah, I pulled it off. I killed maybe a third of the Pikes on this planet for a fucking Roy Rogers recipe. So now we come to the first important choice in this game. Kind of. These choices are never a game-changing choice, but they do affect your reputation with the three syndicates. And this kind of completely sucks. Okay, let me use the first one as an example. We can either give this information of the Pike trying to kill Gorak to the Pikes or to the Crimson Dawn, which gives us reputation to the respective syndicates. I picked the Crimson Dawn because fuck the Pikes.
You want to make a move? One of Gorak's men is planning to betray him. Pike higher up, named Tislak Shar.
Really? Hey, look at you. Playing the game.
And I got reputation with them because of it. Sometimes the choices you make negatively affect the other syndicate reputation as well. Like here on this mission, I decided to finish the job for the Hutts, and I lost Crimson Dawn reputation because of it. Even though that makes no fucking sense. How would they even know I shot this person? Or hell, that I decided not to double-cross the Hutts. And most of the time, it feels like you lose more reputation than you get, making any of the choices seem like the worst option. Like here, jumping ahead a bit, there's this job you take with this Hutt guy, who has his brother encased in carbonite and is being used as a table.
Someone who betrayed me. It's my brother.
What?
The man in the table. He took my eye. But I took everything else.
Okay, well, props for creativity. It's really creative how you did the whole turn my brother into a dining table thing. I don't see how well he would actually work as a table, considering he's, you know, sticking out of it. I guess putting stuff on it would have been a nightmare. Guess you could use his hands as coasters or his mouth as a bottle opener.
Yeah, I see the resemblance.
Oh shit, was that racist?
Anyway, we do this job for him. Someone is fixing the horse races. I know they have actual names, but no one really cares. So I go through the mission and I find out who's fixing the races, and even get some betting in for myself. It kinda sucks that you can only bet 2 different amounts, but that's not really the point. Right before you go to talk to the guy, a pike stops you and offers you not to tell the guy. Now, normally I'd help the Hutts, cause fuck the pikes, but this guy was an asshole and was getting on my nerves the entire mission, so I don't really like him, so I sided with the pikes on this one. I figured because I had excellent reputation with the Hutts at the time, I mean, look at that, me and Jabba are basically best friends. And also low reputation with the pikes, I figured it would help me a ton, and oh my god, that reputation drop. Oh my god, Jabba, we're still cool, right?
Whoa, hello? Not even if I say please?
Every time you go up a reputation level once, you get special gifts from each syndicate. And they're all not great. The gifts go from blaster cosmetics to a charm to a set of an outfit. The blaster skins don't really matter because they don't really affect the game. It's not really what I'm talking about here. Except for the Hutt one, that's disgusting. No, I'm mainly talking about the charm and the outfits you get because they give you bonuses. And the only one worth a damn is the Crimson Dawn Syndicate armor set, because that one makes you harder to detect. The Pike one supposedly makes you harder for Imperials to spot you, but I tried that once in an Imperial base and no, it didn't work at all. In fact, the Crimson Dawn one worked a lot better. But you can just get this set of a thief gear, which greatly makes you harder to see, and you're not going to really want to use anything else. But luckily, you can change your outfits cosmetically, meaning I can have the thief gear, but my outfit looks like Han's, or Lando's, or any of the outfits that I unlocked. I really like when games let you do that. It saves me from having to wear something I don't like because it has the better stats. You can also change Nyx's outfit, but I kept him in the goggles. Nothing else looks as good. When you get up to the top reputation once, you don't really need to keep it all the way up. Just having top good to beginning excellent levels is good. If not, just having good level is good enough. Because if you have poor, you can't enter their little hideouts, which also counts for when you're exploring the open area in your speeder bike, which I fucking hate. Because you're going down the road, minding your own fucking business, and then suddenly you're in pike territory. And then a bunch of pikes are going to spawn and they catch you, which makes your rep with them lower each time they spot you, which is like every few seconds. Man, fuck the pikes. I never did get lower than poor, except for the pikes for a little bit, because again, they hate it when you follow the rules of the road apparently. The best way to gain reputation is selling the data to the syndicates, with certain data being worth more to certain syndicates. The other best way is by taking jobs for them, and if you have good relations with all of them, the missions where you have to go in and plant something or go collect something becomes a non-issue. When you complete the job, you get a second offer to betray the people who hired you for this job to another syndicate, or just independently. Usually that just gives you more credits, but I never picked these jobs for the money because of how low it pays off anyway. I did it for the rep. If you choose to betray the syndicate that gives you that job, you lose their reputation instead of gaining it. And as far as I know, you don't gain the reputation to the guys you betrayed them to, so it never really felt like a good thing to choose. And that's really it with the whole syndicate system. Huh. It kind of feels like this mechanic should have been fleshed out a bit more. Right now, it's just okay. Next mission has us looking for upgrades for the speeder, which is going to lead us on an expert mission. These jobs lead us to sneaking into an Imperial base to stop their dreaded wind factory.
You just think there'd be an easier way to get an atmospheric accelerator.
Actually, I only made the one.
Empire stole it?
I gave it to them in exchange for some off-world parts. I didn't know they'd use it to divert the wind and cut off our farmers.
Well,
what?
The good news is, I don't have it for much longer.
How did... Why are the farmers affected? How the fuck is the Empire stealing the wind? What, are they planning on taxing it? Was this Order 68?
What is thy bidding, my master?
The wind, Vader. We gotta harness the wind. What? We gotta harness the wind. My summer home in Toshara gets too much wind. Build a factory to change the wind. Master, that sounds incredibly ridiculous. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot you were the one whose lightning was shot back at by Windu, which burned and cut the fuck out of your skin. Oh no, wait, that was me. Thanks for stopping him, by the way. You know my skin was also burnt. Yeah, which was also your fault. At least you have a suit that protects you. I'm just raw dogging it in here. Please don't say it like that. Why? Because... never mind. So you'll do it? Yeah, I guess. When you finish this mission, you get your speeder upgrade, and you also unlock one of the experts. There's a total of 9 of them, and they each have maybe 6 different skills you can learn. Like Bram, you can learn to fast talk, in which Kay raises her hands up when she gets caught, and it gives you a second to stun or attack the enemy. You know, and it works. There's another one you get at this time too, the Slicer. For her mission, you gotta break into an Imperial base to find her. Oh, for fuck's sake, does this armor protect them from anything? This base here is where I found out that this game is not really designed to run and gun. And the checkpoint system is really, really unforgiving. I get to the end of the base, got caught, decided to shoot my way through, died, and then it spawned me right back to the beginning of the base. Even though I got really, really far and could have gotten a checkpoint. So I decided to just go in guns a-blazing, and it worked okay up until one stormtrooper just instantly killed me, because that's fun and fair. Also, this game seems like it wants to have a GTA star system as well, but that's a complete fail. It never really feels much like an escalation, and the worst you get is sometimes AT-ST show up, but I think they were just there at the time and didn't actually spawn in. Also, if you kill enough stormtroopers, death troopers show up.
Death troopers inbound. Keep your position and do not interfere with their mission.
Super far away from Kay, I might add. They don't even move to hunt you down. All this does is bring up an event where you have to fight 3 death troopers and an ISB officer. And who would have guessed the death troopers are OP as fuck? Well, sort of. They're elite units. So once you get that stun rod ability, which lets you knock out elite units, you can just isolate them and then take them out one at a time. Which was extremely useful when I needed to do the kill 3 death troopers task twice to get certain abilities. Besides this, and the time I had to kill several stormtroopers while wanted, this wanted system never really meant anything. Except this part later on in the game when you have a choice, which, by the way, was like the only choice that doesn't affect the reputation rating, to pay the Imperial a cut of your payment, or don't, and have them activate the wanted system at you. Which you can just sit in your ship and wait it out, or, you know, just fly away. Hyperspacing into a new system ends the search. Or they can just run you over and then arrest you.
I'm placing you under arrest. Here's where I can see them.
All right, I
You can't fight them when you go into a city, but they can still chase you in there, so there's no point in doing that when it happens. Even though there are Imperial officers in the city where you go to pay them off to get the wanted level clear, so I never actually bothered using them because it would have just been a waste of credits. After getting the fuel injectors, we get Waka to install them in, while the Twi'lek lady from earlier gives us a new job.
It flies. Kinda. You got another job for me?
How do you feel about crossing imps?
Not good. Kate, tell her not good.
I thought that's a no-no around here.
That's why we pin it on the pikes.
And how do I know Crimson Dawn won't burn me after I pull this off?
You don't, but that's the game we play. And yeah, I play it better than most. You just have to sneak into an Imperial station and delete some data. Easy.
Is it a good time to mention that the lip syncing in this game is kind of terrible?
Yeah,
It never really looks like they're talking half of the time, they're just mumbling and the lips are trying to sync up. And it doesn't even match the words. Also, the graphics look pretty bad at some parts, but the game auto-defaulted my graphics to performance instead of quality, so when I changed it, it kinda looked better.
We'll get it done.
By the way, Kate just looks right at her chest here. Like, she's not even being subtle about it. Space traveling is pretty good, although combat is basically just hold the left trigger to go into pursuit mode and then fire until they blow up. And later on, you can get a multi-lock system set up for your missiles. There's also a turret you can get later on that auto-shoots them for a few seconds, which is pretty cool. But other than that, there's not much to it. There's barely anything to do in space. Exploring it to get items is a pain for the most part, especially for something I'll talk about later. For now, let's just talk more about the story. So, we get the stuff to help us get into the Imperial base.
Traitor, you are in unauthorized space. Turn around or prepare to be fired upon.
Negative. Our Darius G-class freighter ran into some trouble. Had to switch to this ship for your, cargo delivery. Precious, very legal minerals.
Follow the TIE escort into docking bay 3. Submit for inspection.
Alira, what are we stealing anyway?
Nothing. You're deleting debts. Every syndicate in Mirogana owes Governor Thornton money. The records are on that station.
So I find the data vault, delete the pike debts.
Oh, man, Frank, what the fuck?
Things they've messed with his records.
Wipe the data. Frame the pikes.
Crimson Dawn comes out on top.
Why do I feel like Alira's using us?
Because she is, Kay. That was a very dumb question. So we have Waka distract the guards as Kay sneaks into the Imperial base. I'm sure nothing bad is going to happen here.
My platoon and I were once pinned down by...
This area is off limits.
They're well made because, they deflect. You understand, right?
Yes. Officer down. Now about the shipment.
What was that? It sounded like she said officer down. Oh, well, there were 2 life forms on that ship, and we have only seen the Rhodians so far. I'm sure that has nothing to do with it. Huh, that's weird. That hover barge is moving on its own. I better not investigate that.
I'll have pikes just wandering around this station.
You okay? You stopped talking in the middle of our conversation.
Maybe instead of deleting their debts, you frame Crimson Dawn, tell Gorak everything, and get a big reward.
Double-cross Alira?
Think about it. What's stopping her from cashing in on your death mark?
Hey, I never told you about my death mark.
Kay, you do know that you have your death mark advertisement on the fucking ship, right?
Alira was right. Sliro put a death mark on me. Okay.
Oh, and what the fuck was that? Huh. I could have sworn I heard something equivalent to somebody falling a great height, but that would require me to look over, which I'm not going to do.
Showtime, Nix.
Doesn't matter how many postings you get. You'll never see a fraction of the Empire.
Somebody just blasted.
Okay, how did you guys not see that?
I can't see a thing in this helmet.
So we finally get to the computer to clear the debts. It's about time. It's been like 20 minutes. How much distraction is Waka doing? There were a lot of stormtroopers that I knocked out. Did any of them have to report in or something?
One of Thornton's guys.
Whoa. Yes?
No, you are an intruder. And if you don't want to
What the fuck is that? Oh god, what the fuck is that?
I'm sorry, you are?
Boss Knock. I am Thornton's bookkeeper. Fancy name for a prisoner.
I thought prisoners were usually in, cells.
They call it creative punishment.
So we gotta help this guy out. And it kind of feels like we're taking a longer way of getting back to the ship. I kind of feel like the Trailblazer is closer by. And why can't I just carry this guy? He's in a jar.
I asked what you're doing here.
This is why you're really gonna get that promotion.
Okay, they spotted me right away. I guess this is going to be like a shootout. Okay, just gonna stop them from activating the alarm. That grenade did nothing, and we're done.
Barriers don't have a terminal. Find a way to take them down, intruder. Nice trick. Now let's go.
What are you doing? You've alerted the station.
I what? I didn't trip any alarms. What the hell? What? Well, I don't even know if I was supposed to do the shootout because the checkpoint just put me back to this part.
Move, trooper. There's a possible intruder near the cargo bay.
Oh hey, there's an adorable creature that shouldn't be here at all, chewing on the alarm system. That's neat.
Intruder!
Ivan. Waka, drop the cargo ramp. Let us in.
Us? Who's us?
Okay, so I know he meant the guy in the jar, but come on, dude. Nix went with K at the beginning. That was a really dumb line.
Was this guy joining our crew, or...?
We're not a crew, and no, he is not.
Oh my god, how disgusting! A dynamic loading screen that's made up to not be a generic screen with just tip dialogue and has a cool landing sequence? What monsters!
I'll be back soon. Don't trash the place, Bosnock. Hey, so when can I leave Tashara?
Okay, first of all, the Trailblazer needs some much-deserved rest and relaxation.
It's a ship.
A hurt ship. She needs patience, time, and me. You can't rush this.
Okay, Waka is starting to get on my nerves. You know, he probably got picked on a lot in school.
You get it done? Yes. There's something else. What is it? Thornton's bookkeeper is on my ship. He's looking for protection. Knows every deal the governor's made in Mirogana.
That is unexpected. I'll send a contact to pick him up right away.
So, do I finally get to hear all of Crimson Dawn's secrets?
Just one. The bounty hunter who's been chasing your death mark? Her name's Vale, and she's got a rep.
Huh. Guess that means I have a rep too.
Or you have a 400,000 credit bounty on your head. That's almost twice the amount Jabba put on Han. I'm surprised she's the only bounty hunter we have to deal with in this game. So to finish the ship repairs, we have to do one last job to get the necessary parts.
And, since I know what I'm doing, it's free.
What's the catch?
No catch. There's this old wreck buried in Amberine, and it's loaded with compatible parts.
It's not stripped already?
Look, I mean, we tried. The winds picked up and not all of us have fancy speeders. Then part of it collapsed and sealed it off.
Can't I just, like, boost one off a Pike cruiser or something?
Not possible. Trailblazer's a custom job. Off-the-shelf parts won't cut it. You're lucky I even remember this wreck. Even luckier that I have a plan. I just, need a Class 11 power core.
And where exactly am I supposed to get that?
All kinds of places, like, you know, Imperial compounds.
We barely made it out of that space station alive. You trying to get me locked up?
What? No! It's not like I've been glazing over this ship the entire time, and I have a lot of reasons to try and take it from you. Wow. Okay, so we have to go to a wrecked High Republic cruiser to get a nav computer for the Trailblazer. What? He said it was a custom-built ship, but does that really mean I gotta find worn-out parts from a ship that crashed, burned, and was forgotten with time? You don't go, well, this is a custom-built jet. I can only strip parts from the Hindenburg.
Ugh, Waka, this thing is falling apart around me.
Why do you think we stopped scrapping it? Everyone figured it wasn't worth the risk.
Except you.
It's a calculated risk, Kay. And I'm good at math.
Oh my god, he was bullied in school. So we go through this wreck. Even though there's tons of better ideas we could have done, I'm starting to think Waka did all this to betray us.
This looks like a nav computer.
Don't be mad, Kay.
Oh look, Waka was doing this to betray us.
I know. Zarek Besh wanted you alive, but I can't afford any loose ends.
Neither can I. Vale, right? If this is about Sleero's ship or the rebels, it's just a big misunderstanding. I don't care. At least hear me out. Nix, run! Oh, that's no good double-crossing Minok. He was just after my ship. Come on, Nix. Oh, this way. Okay, let's just take a second here. Enough. Just come quietly.
Okay, Vale, girl, you don't know this is a death mark, right? Why are you even trying to take her in? Death is in the name. Fucking kill her!
Who are you?
Congratulations. You are being rescued. Please do not resist.
Who are you?
Run.
Okay, come on! You want a piece of me? Okay, come on! You want a piece of me? Okay, come on!
Okay, and why didn't you just shoot her? Also, who are you?
Keep running. We'll jump to anywhere else. If the ship... Oh, all right. Where was I? Whose droid was that? No. We need to get out of here next. Keep running. We'll jump to anywhere else. Oh, this can't keep happening. Okay, where was I? Oh, this can't keep happening.
After getting out of that crazy situation, we meet up with this guy.
Kay Vess. We meet at last.
Yeah, this guy is Sleero's brother, isn't he? They're not even being subtle with this. I mean, look at them. They look the same. Not just with facial features, they just also feel similar.
Who are you?
Okay, how the hell did that droid get here so quickly? I had a head start and also a speeder. So Jalen suddenly shows up and offers Kay this job to do a second heist on the mansion. So this game is about gathering a crew to hit the mansion again. So with that, we get the hyperdrive fix.
Hyperdrive is offline.
Oh, yeah, this nav computer will fix that. Can you look it up for me?
Fine.
And now we can fully explore all the game has to offer. All 4 planets of them. Yeah, so let me talk about this game a bit before we jump back into the story. To start with, what I don't like about this game. As mentioned a few seconds ago, you only have 4 planets to explore. Toshara, Kijimi, Tatooine, and Akiva, which is 1 less than Jedi Fallen Order. Which, to be honest, sounds bad, but technically it's doubled, kind of, to 8 locations, because each planet has a whole space section to explore, but there's also not a whole lot to do in the space outside of, like, side jobs, so let's just have those. So in actuality, there's 6 locations, if you want to get technical. And this game has a huge area to explore and to collect stuff with. However, that's not really great. I never felt a need to go out and explore on anything except like Tatooine. You know, because I wanted to find places like the Mos Eisley Cantina.
Don't sit there. That booth is cursed.
One of your superstitions again. Or never cut through a bantha crossing. Spit after you see a mirage or it's bad luck. Throw sand over your shoulder before you sell water.
This isn't a superstition. Everyone who sits in that booth gets shot. You want that to be your final resting place? Be my guest.
Finding the Lars estate.
Find anything good?
You're late. We're late, too.
All the best stuff's been taken already. Barely anything left.
What happened here? Seems extreme, even for bandits.
Empire. They do this thing with dissidents. Drag them out and burn it all down.
Looks like a moisture farm, not a hidden spy base.
That's because it was a moisture farm, but they crossed the Empire somehow.
This place has already been picked clean. Let's go.
And we even found Tashi Station. Wait, hang on a fucking minute. You're telling me that Tashi Station was right across the street from Luke's house? And Uncle Owen had a problem with him going there? He has a land speeder. It would have taken like 20 minutes at the most. In this game, you have your own ship that you can fly, and you're also a scoundrel exploring and maneuvering around the vast underworld. Yet you can't visit the places that would have been perfect for this game, like Nar Shaddaa or Sakura, for example. I mean, you could have added a whole smuggler space station that we could have explored. Hell, Corellia could have been a cool place. That has an underworld scene. There's tons of planets that have crime syndicates they could have included. But at the very least, most of these planets were already established in Star Wars, except Toshara, which was made specifically for this game. And at least they're not all similar to each other. And no, I'm not saying that a game with all planets being created for the game is bad. It's just that with Fallen Order, there was also an exploring aspect, and that was terrible. And I had to look up the planet list to remind me what locations I had every time because of how similar they all felt. But again, exploring on this really isn't great either. I like that you get information to locations of certain items you need for your abilities or to upgrade your blasters and vehicles. But some things, it seems like you're stuck with finding it yourself. Like the Sabak High Roller questline or the Jet Cordo scavenger hunt. Which was okay at the beginning, but I didn't really see a need or a desire to find the rest of his vaults. And right after the first one, the game's like, well, go find the other holodiscs, and it doesn't really bother telling you where to get them. For research during this review, apparently you get them through Sabak games. Would have liked to have maybe been told that in-game, but whatever. You don't actually get anything that would make the questline worth it, and I don't really care about Jet Cordo to learn about his story, to be honest. There's tons of side quests that makes the locations feel more alive. Kijimi was the most disappointing, as it felt really small compared to the others. Akiva was okay, it's just really frustrating to get around. With later on, you talk to Tim Wexley. You know, this guy. He gives you an upgrade to the speeder that lets you perform a Jesus and drive over the water. He'll also become an expert for you to get. Again, there are 9 experts in total where Kay can learn new abilities and get much needed health boosts and stim pack capacities. The abilities are okay. The characters you meet on these journeys are, well, boring to say the least. Like, they add to the game, but you only talk to them for like a minute and then they just kind of disappear from the game. Besides the commando droid, which you get through a dumb quest line where you have to search Toshara's space to get some transmissions to get its location, which is on a different planet. And also the game won't tell you where these things are, you have to just blindly fly around hoping to find it. The quest itself at least adds some pretty cool character development for ND5, who is by far the best character in the game. That is except one individual who's the smoothest operator in the galaxy, a man that I instantly recognized through this blurry image. Lando Calrissian. Why, hey there. What brings a cute little lady like you to... What the fuck? Is that my outfit? His questline has us play Sabak to get a token thing, which is actually like a secret data chip thing, in which I hand off to the rebels. Oh, god damn it, I'm helping the fucking rebels again! Lando's abilities includes ways to help you win at Sabak, like believing in the heart of the cards? The fuck? Actually, it's just draw 2 cards and hide one in your sleeve so you can bring it out when you need to swap. Oh, yeah, let's talk about Sabak while we're at it. In this game, there's Kessel Sabak, because God forbid we get a definitive answer on how the fuck you play regular Sabak. This variant is you have 2 cards, one white one and one red, which acts as a positive and negative respectively, numbers 1 to 6. The goal is to get a pair of the lowest number possible, like a pair of 1 beats a pair of 6, obviously. There's also 2 other cards called a Psylop, which is basically the Joker card, and it matches whatever number the other card in your hand is. Getting 2 Psylops gives you the best hand, and the Imposter one lets you roll 2 dice. You choose one of those numbers that the dice rolled, and that card becomes that number. There are 3 cheats in this game. The before-mentioned Heart of the Cards that Lando gives you, a cheat dice that you get from the Java expert, which when you hit the prompt correctly, I'm assuming it makes the dice the same number as the second card, and you also can get Nyx to go look at the other player's cards. And how the fuck does he not get spotted immediately? The table not only has up to 3 other people on it, who, by the way, if they're still playing, you have to do this 3 times in a row, but sometimes you're surrounded by guards who are there to make sure people don't cheat. Oh, I'm sorry, Nyx is just playing, you know? I'm not cheating or anything. Okay, Nyx, go look at his cards again. Later on in the game, Lando will actually go and challenge you to a sabacc game, in which you can win a cosmetic. Oh yeah, I'm getting Lando's cape. Let's do this, baby. And I won totally, completely legit. Completely legit. Although, I will say, for a card shark, Lando kind of sucks. At one point, he swapped cards with me, and I immediately hit him with a Psylop that I had in my sleeve. I didn't draw any cards. He should have known something was up. In fact, all of the sabacc players kind of suck. Dude, are you fucking serious? You just played the token that reverses the sabacc value, which makes 6 the best card instead of 1, and you fucking immediately discard the 6? What the hell is the matter with you? And the cosmetic we got was a blaster skin. Lame. I kinda wish there was more side stuff to do. Yeah, you have sabacc, and you have the father races, and also there's arcade cabinets that you can play.
Whoa! TIE fighters! Fireballs! Coming right at me! Watch the laser towers! Aim for the tops! Pick on the cannons! Use the force! They're coming too fast! It's Ray! It's Ray! My shields are gone! Alright! I'm going in!
Some game, huh?
Some game!
But there's tons of gambling you also could have included from Star Wars. Maybe different variations of sabacc. Get droid fighting. You could have had Dejeric appear and finally teach us how this fucking game works. You could have had pod racing or swoop racing betting as a variation of the father races. I mean, the father races are kind of boring to begin with. Slot machines, just anything to add more spice to this game. The reputation system kind of sucks. Like, it's there, it does what it sets out to do, but for the most part, you could just remove it from the game and you won't actually miss anything. In fact, the stuff you get for having the high-ranking stuff is mid at best, to be honest. Like, really, Jabba gives out a set of Mandalorian armor that looks like Sabine's armor to his most loyal subjects. Is Boba Fett okay with this? Does Bib Fortuna have his own set of this? Throughout the game, you have this massive bounty on your head, but you don't have bounty hunters that come to try to collect. I mean, maybe if you made, like, the Nemesis system, like Shadows of War, that could have added to some of it. Oh, wait, you can't use it. Never mind. Let's see. What else could I talk about? You can give yourself charms for added bonuses, and Nyx can also have bowls that will give him abilities. The only one I felt useful was the kick a grenade away from you one. To distract the enemies and have them shoot wildly into the air seemed to get me more in trouble than it helped. And the other two are, eh. You get these bowls through this eating minigame. Yep, you heard me right. Eating minigame.
One chance.
Don't whistle at me, I'm not your fucking dog, yeah? You look more like a dog than I do. You're gonna blow fire in your face, you fucking donkey! Now take that off and fucking up out of here! Get out!
I really don't know why they made it a quick time minigame. I mean, what happens if you fail?
Ready? Go!
Well, actually, nothing happens. I sat there for like a minute trying to see what happens, but no, it's not going to continue until you press a button. And I don't understand why this one comes with bees while you eat. Is this a normal delicacy in the Star Wars universe?
Ooh, I hope it's spicy. Aw, it isn't even spicy. Hey, could I get some extra spice?
You're making me mad! Fuck off you fat useless sack of fucking Yankee danky doodle shite. Fuck off, will you?
Kay herself is not really written well. In fact, nobody is. The writing is pretty bad in this. But I'll talk about the writing itself later on in the story. I think that's everything I wanted to talk about right now. The combat is rough. The game devs definitely wanted to make this stealth heavy. The blaster upgrades are meh. I like the being able to switch the modules in the middle of a fight thing. But for the last module, the yellow charge blast, I can't imagine anybody using any of them besides the first one, honestly. Grenades were pretty useless and felt weak. Although later on you get an ability for Nyx where he sets off the enemy's grenades on their belts and they'll explode, taking people around them out with them, which makes combat so much easier. The reputation system, again, isn't fleshed out enough. The graphics for this game are beautiful and, oh my god, oh, what the hell happened? Oh my god, yeah, I can see what they mean about this game having PS2 graphics. Oh, look at this poor Panther. Oh my god, what happened to this astromech? Well, it's not a Ubisoft game without bugs and glitches. There were tons of bugs during my playthrough. One time I fell through the ground while on my speeder, tons of characters glitching through the walls, the slicing minigame, which I'm surprised I haven't talked about until now, is broken. I think. It's basically the board game Mastermind. You know, put the tiles down and it'll tell you if you got it in the right place, the right tile but in the wrong place, or not right at all. There's nothing to it except I'm pretty sure when I get down here and it starts going red, I accidentally trigger the alarm. But I actually never did throughout this entire game. I don't know if it's a bug or if I'm wrong or what. Also, the skills you get for slicing are kinda pointless as well, and I don't even think they work right.
Here we are. Get your blaster out.
I'm shooting bottles.
Fast as you can, let's go.
Alright, shoot the bottles as fast as I can. And shoot. And shoot. Shoot, for God's sakes! Oh my god, I'm sorry. I don't usually have performance anxiety like this. I can't move, I can't shoot, I can't even pause. I was worried that my game might have soft-locked and I was going to have to be forced to play through this entire game again. But luckily, I just closed the game and restarted it and it fixed itself. But you know what? Yeah, while I'm yapping about that stuff, let's talk about Ubisoft being Ubisoft. For example, the patch they put in 3 days after early release where they told players who bought the $110 and the $130 version so they'd be able to play the game 3 days early that they're going to have to reset their entire playthrough in order to be able to keep playing. After they have been playing it for days. Although I heard that only affected PlayStation players, but I couldn't really confirm on that. Also, with the PlayStation version, apparently there were frame drop issues. Which, I got that information from someone who did play the PS5 version, even if I don't have footage itself to prove it. But it also seems like multiple people are having that issue. But for me on the Xbox, it looked fine. Again, it did look bad at first in the beginning, but it was set to performance. Once I set it to quality, it improved. Sometimes. And, you know, it's jumping ahead a bit, but you know what? I'm complaining about Ubisoft, so why not? So, when they announced the Season Pass, they included a mission that's exclusive to the $40 Season Pass. Which, unsurprisingly, pissed off a lot of people. Basically, it's a $40 paywall for one mission in a single-player game, and Ubisoft's answer was basically, we shouldn't have to pay $40 for one mission in a single-player exclusive game. Oh, no, I see the problem here. You need to pay the Season Pass in order to play the mission. Well, the good news is the mission isn't worth getting the Season Pass for. On the other hand, this was a really dumb mission to put behind a Season Pass. So ND5 owes Jabba. Somehow. And Jabba makes Kay do a job for him to help square the debt. Which leads us to going to one location to look for the item, have a shootout, go to a different location where Crimson Dawn and Pike are having a shootout to steal the item. Flee the area, and then head to Tatooine to give the Jabba. That's literally the entire mission.
This data pad's got a lot of dirt on Thornton. It's been selling Imperial secrets. This guy's raking in millions.
Then that's why Jabba wants it.
Jabba never mentioned these.
Don't even think about it.
What? We're not getting paid for this. Let's keep him.
Trust me, it's not worth the risk.
Give Jabba everything.
Come on. Are you really that scared of Jabba?
You've never seen Jabba punish a droid.
There is a choice at the end on whether or not to give Jabba some blueprints or to keep them to sell, but there's literally no point to this choice. If you give it to him, you get nothing. If you don't give it to him, you get nothing. Except selling that thing for like 2,000 credits, probably, but it's whatever. You get no reputation change. This is never brought up again. It was nothing but a waste of time. Seriously. In fact, none of the choices in this game matter. At the beginning, you can tell Crimson Dawn that the Pike guy was trying to take over, but nothing ever comes of that. It would have been really cool if your choices mattered, or if you could influence it in any way on who was running the planet. But at the very least, I should give Ubisoft some props. There's no time savers that you can buy. Although there is no level up system or crafting system. If there was, I'm almost fairly certain they would have put that in. This review has gone on for quite a while, and I'm starting to praise Ubisoft, so let's just move on. So now we have our 3 main objectives. Gathering the crew for the heist. ND5 did recommend that we go to Kijimi first, but I'll be honest, for some reason, I thought he said Akiva, and I thought that made sense because that was Kay's friend, but seeing this in the recording, clearly they wanted me to go there first. I went there last. So we go to Akiva to get the droid slicer. We talk to the Solistan I mentioned earlier, which leads us to an Imperial research station. And apparently he pissed off the Hutts.
Gadeek! Long time no see. Get many visitors?
Is that Kay Vess? Couldn't be. There's no way she would show her face here.
I got a job. The kind we used to dream about back on Kanto.
Well, I'm done dreaming, Kay. Look where the last one got me.
I know you got enemies. I got a problem with a gatekeeper droid. Let's make a deal.
You have a ship?
I got a ship. And a BX Series Commando.
A BX Series Commando, you say?
Okay, I'm in.
Great. Just like the old days, right?
Can we leave now? Get to an auxiliary exit.
You're not coming with me?
I can still use my credentials to get out.
Then why the fuck did you just ask if we can leave? So we have to help Gadeek escape the facility, but first we gotta hunt down the hunter droid he made for the Empire. And it's really, really bad, it sounds like. I mean, it's been hurting civilians and the Syndicate members, which is why the Hutts want him dead, and... that's it? A probe droid? That's the big evil droid that got the Hutts in a tizzy? This wasn't even that big of a deal to fight. It was super easy. But no, Gadeek had to call in his contacts to help me. The Rebel Alliance, son of a bitch.
Seriously, Gadeek? You're the last person I expected to work with the rebels.
Good thing he does. Otherwise, you'd be dead. The Viper droids are getting more aggressive.
No, I was handling that. So now I'm forced to working with the rebels.
To extract the asset.
Sounds fun. Except last time I worked with rebels, I got a death mark. Save the galaxy yourself. I'm walking.
Told you we couldn't count on her.
Jay, please. The only way this works is with you and the rebels.
I agreed to help clean up your mess, not get in the middle of someone else's war.
This is everyone's war.
Listen, forget the rebels, Kay. A lot of people are going to get hurt because of what I did. You want the droid smith? This is the deal.
You better be serious about that escape path.
I don't know how things work in the underworld, but we don't leave our people behind.
You know, except that time when we left you behind. So, infiltrating another Imperial base, we gotta reprogram the Viper droid to work with the rebels. And it'll somehow infect the other droids. Sure, whatever. We use them to kill off the Imperials and then promptly never see the rebels use these things again.
You sure you won't stay?
Our fight is somewhere else.
Yeah, in a rich guy's mansion.
You've got all the firepower you need.
Just don't turn your back on him.
The moment you leave, the Empire's gonna throw everything they can at you.
We'll shake them.
If you don't, we never met. The fate of the galaxy could depend on it.
Man, you guys never stop talking, huh?
Oh my god, he's right. They're throwing everything at me. Look at all these Imperials. Whatever shall I... Hyperspace. And now we have Gadik. Gotta get to the next guy, Haas. He was captured by some Tuskens, and they demand that we get a Crate Dragon Pearl from some bandits to get him. I would have just left him there, to be honest. And can I ask, why do they make Tusken speech sound like they're choking and need water?
Sorry, what?
So, you're actually alive. Jalen sure knows how to pick 'em. Meet me at Docking Bay 94 in Mos Eisley, and we'll get off this rock.
You don't want to know what the job is?
You're paying, I'm in. Easy.
And that's it?
See you there,
We
kid.
have him already? Seriously? Well, no, actually. He holds us up because he's playing Sabak at the Mos Eisley Cantina.
Sabak, Haas, we have work to do.
Who's a loser now?
The legendary Haas, as always. Now pay up.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and assume that this guy got the better hand, but they never really show us what it was. This wasn't even Kessel Sabak. I don't understand the rules here.
Pay up.
Don't have it. Easy.
Is that yours?
It's dressed up want bread. No,
What the hell are you doing?
it's yours.
Ow! Go with me! Yes!
Hey, she's up. So, when do we get the hell out of here? Huh?
I'm gonna kick your fucking ass, man!
Where is he?
All this over that stupid little pet? All right. I guess it's being sold to Jabba. But you'll never get...
It could have just been me, but I would have shot him. But I'm sure this won't bite us in the ass later, okay? So now we're off to Jabba's. We could probably explain the situation to him. Maybe do a job or two to get Nick's back. You know, I am in excellent standings with the Hutts. I'm sure that's going to mean something. Or we'll just break into it. That was one of the options, I guess. So we sneak into Jabba's palace and Boba Fett.
Boba Fett? Where?
Hey, any reason why Boba Fett wasn't after Kay at all in this entire game? Or, like, any of the bounty hunters in the galaxy? Like, for example, Dengar, Cad Bane, Bosk. That's 3 right there. Again, her bounty was way higher than Han's. You know, a lot of Jabba's exotic animals look a lot like the common animals that we've been seeing throughout this game. It's almost like they just reused the models that they had. Wouldn't be the first time it happened.
Nix, are you okay? I'm here. I'm here now. I know. Never gonna happen again, okay, buddy? Come on, let's get out of here. ND5? I got him.
Is he hurt?
No, I don't think so. Wait, were you worried about him?
Make your way out, quietly. If you're found, no one will be able to save you.
Okay.
So anyway, Kay immediately gets caught. Oh, and she's here. For some reason.
So? When are we, erasing my bounty?
You know? That's funny. That's what I was gonna say. We had a deal. She's mine. Hey, pull me up. We can take him.
Kay, for God's sake, shut up. Oh no, we fell into the Rancor's pit. How are we gonna get out of this? Oh, it's just two mastiffs. And Kay also still has her blaster, by the way.
Better you than me.
Maybe Jabba should have taken that from her.
Better you than me.
Okay, you're telling me you could have done that the entire time?
Ooh, nasty.
Well, good choice on a heavy weapons guy there, Jalen.
How do you know your way around this place? Syndicates all think the same. You've seen one crime palace, you've seen... Huh, good to know. What was that? I have a guess. If I'm right, we need to move, now.
Well, it kinda sounds like Jabba stupidly let his Rancor run around. I hope Jabba's not that stupid.
It sounds like it's getting closer. Yes, smart as always. Keep running.
Okay, God, you don't have to shout that in my ear. So, Jabba just stupidly let his Rancor run around. What? How? Why? How? Why? So, I gotta fight the Rancor, while Vale says stuff that makes me think she's actually one of the dumbest bounty hunters in the galaxy. This boss is really difficult, mostly because the Rancor is pretty fast and he hits like the Death Star to an Alderaan, and I've died multiple times, but it got easier when I found out that I can just distract him with nicks, and you at least get checkpoints for this fight.
Vale, the rails are jammed. Can you get it working again? I can slice the controls, but my Huttese is rusty.
What do you mean your Huttese is rusty? How the fuck is your Huttese rusty when your career involves working with the underworld? That's like the second most used language in the galaxy. That's like saying your Italian is a bit rusty when you work in fucking Rome. There was a bio thing that you can find about her in the game where it tells us that she hates working for the Empire. So, as a bounty hunter, she's definitely working with the syndicates mostly. So shouldn't she be able to speak, or at the very least be able to read Huttese?
By it, you mean more bad guys? Yeah, that was it. Don't proceed with the track. No, that means door. You need, circuit. You know what? I have a better idea. What? Slicing this thing through the circuit. You need to reroute power before I can get it back up and running. Hey, how about we trade places? No. What exactly am I looking for, Vale? A power capacitor. I guess. It'll have a level.
What do you mean you guess?
We can fit
Wow, they were waiting by the door. Who saw that coming? Alright, so, not only did we break into Jabba's place to steal Nick's back from Jabba, we also shot up the place, killed a lot of his men, hurt his Rancor, and busted his door. So of course he just lets us go.
I'll do the talking. Exalted Jabba. Let's start over. We apologize for our slights against you and beg for your grace. And in terms of getting paid...
Kay, for fuck's sakes, shut the fuck up. The pay is that you get to leave the planet alive. Kay is kinda stupid. I have to say, the writing and how they portray Kay is kind of bad. Kay throughout this game has been making bad decisions after bad decisions, like trying to get money from Jabba after breaking into his palace. She should know that talking like that at this time might be a bad idea. But Kay I still found likable. More likable than Cal, as a matter of fact. I don't like Cal Kestis. But Kay I still found likable. More likable than Cal, as a matter of fact. Here, let me give you a quick tier list. I like Kay more than I like Cal, but I like Cal more than I like Starkiller. But I do not like any of them more than Kyle Katarn. That guy is the GOAT.
Hey, I can handle this alone. I don't need her.
Together, you gave my Rancor severe brain damage. But I'm sure that's the worst thing that'll happen to him in quite a while. Ho, 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 ho.
You showed up. Yeah, well, I figured working with you was a little better than running from that slug my whole life. Just get in there, get the info on the mole, and get out. I'll find our exit. That's it? Feels like I'm doing most of the work here, Vale. I could tell Jabba you died on the job. But you need my bounty.
Again, death mark. Okay. You're wanted dead, Kay. So we break into another Imperial facility to get the name of a Zarek Besh spy for Jabba. And Vale is upset that Zarek Besh is working with the Empire. Even though almost every syndicate does in some form or another. And she really shouldn't care because she doesn't work with the syndicate. She's only a bounty hunter. Oh well, it's not like this is ever brought up again. So we shoot our way out and kill many, many Imperials and give Jabba the information.
Sliro, Jagrandio Jabba Kappa Hizopolat, Bata his numno bata tinka uba pipo his ditaki.
And he sent you in his stead, just as I had hoped. The agent I planted in your ranks is dead, I presume?
Sutwama stupata tinka da dopa miki vopa bola, no patatisa.
Unnoticed. I expected you to catch him long ago. And now I see the cracks in your organization.
I can assure you, our security is very tight. Isn't that right, Tamtel Screege, our newest guard?
An offer, Fortuna. Work with me, and I can help you take that palace for yourself one day.
Duhaku Jijama, Diduba Naga Tuta Genulia, Tis Grani Pagua.
Tell me what you know about Kay Vess.
Oh, well, that's easy. She broke into the palace to go steal her pet back from us, and then she did one mission. I don't know shit about her, so this is the first time we've interacted. Yeah, I'm sure that wasn't super important. Anyway, we leave on good terms with the bounty hunter. And then she proceeds to not show up besides like one cutscene at the end of the game. So now we're on the last planet, which should have been the first one, and that's probably because of this. The Ashiga clan, which is technically the fourth syndicate we get. And that's all I really have to say about the Ashiga clan. They were made specifically for this game, but besides like 3 missions and then some side jobs, they don't really do anything substantial.
You are a liar. You are working with Crimson Dawn.
What makes you think I'm working with the Crimson Dawn? The bug people have Ankh, so we gotta help them get their relic back from Crimson Dawn. Which totally didn't end up with me shooting a bunch of Crimson Dawn, which also gets us to helping the Ashiga clan, which immediately gets thrown out the window when we meet the Queen's daughter and Kira.
That's not Ankh. Who's this?
This is Kira, Queen of the Crimson Dawn Hive.
Kay Vess. Alira's told me a lot about you. Sounds like you made quite an impact on Tashara.
Okay. Look, just get me Ankh and I'm out of here.
You have not been paying attention.
The Queen's never going to let Ankh go.
I'm not really into politics. Or taking down queens. And I definitely don't like people spying on me.
Then do it for your safecracker. This will take you straight to Ankh inside the Ashiga weapons factory. Get her out, then let's talk.
What makes you think I'll stick around?
Oh, I'm sorry. I just like to pose randomly.
You don't hear no a lot, do you?
Well, there was this one boy who told me no. He's now a slab of concrete in a slug's palace. So we help the Crimson Dawn by breaking into the bomb factory to get Ankh out.
You must be Ankh.
Hey, Ubisawata! Wawa Uba Porka Taki!
Yeah? I'm Kay Vess. I'm putting together a crew.
Every Magula Titaki kid.
I'm working with Jalen Vrax.
Hilta, oh Puno Dutoki. Kirajama Uba Jagrind?
No.
Meneki, Uba Anji Skochatonka Ja Shiga Queen Sapawa Bonko.
What?
Yes, kid. Stut, Ubesanupa. Chisada Ubedunsipa. Donabara Pisto Nolia Jacanto Pono.
What?
A hard pass? I blew up a munitions factory for you.
Gisa do grande hit. Miki di bosca shapa ja crispo di tapola off. Jamata vistu. Leaves a pitch minky. Te porco fusis. Chutki puna da tonga Miki.
I don't get it. Jalen, Hank's out. She's doing a job for Kira from Crimson Dawn.
Oh yeah, good job, Jalen. You're now 2 for 2 on losing crew members.
This is just her style. She can't focus on two things at the same time.
Yeah, I can see that.
Stick with her. Once Hank's finished with Kira, she'll be looking for the next big rush.
And that's us.
Exactly.
But no, we're kind of forced to help Kira in order for Ankh to finish her job, so she will help us.
I see you managed to break out Ankh. You're still here. I assume she turned you down.
Lady, I just left the facility. So we help Kira and Ankh blow up the Queen's defense system so we can help the insurgency. And I'm sure Kira doesn't have an alternative motive or anything.
Hey kid, Gigi venta totubla. What's wrong? Tisa Crimson Dawn bola taja cryo chamber. She tinka yamosa bola mucha jaboli.
I don't even know what that is.
Da shiga leaf pogwa. Tisa, Gino pagrab krisk. Bata, Crimson Dawn, trick Mickey Yuna.
Oh no! Kira has an alternative motive! Who saw that coming? She's going to steal the genetic strand that will make her queen somehow. I don't even know how that works, but whatever.
Well, Gigi's a horco.
We got Ankh.
What's wrong?
It's just...
They sounded the bells of surrender, but Kira set the place on fire anyway. It's like she didn't care. After making a choice that ultimately doesn't matter, we now have all the crew we were set out for.
Now we just need to find the best slicer in the galaxy.
We have several candidates. Initiate Project Deadfall today at 3, 9, 4,
Andy?
D, 5, 7, 7, 7.
Cascading systems failure. Best guess, he needs a compound regulator, but he's a museum piece.
Okay, what's happening? I can't see.
Oh no, ND5, he's malfunctioning. He and Nyx are my favorite characters. We can't just let him die. So now we have to find spare parts for him.
Okay. There's an old factory from the Clone Wars.
And what the hell's up with this universe and not making convertible parts? Wouldn't it just be easier to give him, you know, an upgraded part? We have to go back to Temin, who has a droid factory under his shop somehow. I'm not even going to question that. Let's just move on. And we have to go through this old cave system while ND5 keeps shorting out and slowly going back to his old programming.
What's wrong, Andy? Come on, let's keep moving. And stop shooting, there's nobody here.
Poor bastard, he's getting Nam flashbacks.
We're okay. He's in transport stasis.
Sure, but that control panel's fused. I'll find another way to get through that door.
Here, you might need my fusion cutter.
Okay, Gadik, I'm going to leave you with ND5, who is a currently malfunctioning commando droid. Just letting you know, if I have to make a choice, I'm choosing ND5 without hesitation. So, we get into the droid factory, and the Zarek Best show up. How? There was one that showed up at Temin's workshop when we showed up, but ND5 killed him. Did Temin just let these guys go in? How did they get here so fast? How did they know I'd even be down here? So we shoot our way out, go find ND5 and Gadik, and this is a rebel base, son of a bitch!
You gotta be kidding me.
And this was supposed to be a secret base.
And this is the same Twi'lek from the beginning. What are the odds?
To get out of my way.
You know, I came here looking for your help, but looks like you might need mine.
No.
You came here looking for her help, but you just said that this is your hidden base.
No, I think one death mark on my back is enough. Don't let them go.
Okay, this may be the last BX factory in the Outer Rim.
Isn't Gadik part of the rebels? Why is he held at gunpoint? This was the planet where he helped them. So we're forced to help the rebels. This is like the third time. Fourth if you did the side quest for Lando.
Hey, Vess. My first take on you was... mistaken.
Denyon, if you had told me on Kanto you were trying to help a friend, things might have been different. I'm not interested in talking about it.
Yeah, no, Kay actually has a point. I know they couldn't have said that they were breaking a rebel out of the vault, but they could have said that they were rescuing someone, or at the very least, picking up something valuable from the vault, and pay would be after they escape from the planet. Also, not stunning her and abandoning her. That was a kind of dick move.
Okay, Asara, I'm on the surface. Where are you?
On my way to her territory. I'll meet you there.
Yes, you will.
Okay, I gotta admit, I'm a little surprised to see you go so far out of your way to help a droid.
Okay, and I'm not surprised at all that the Hutts got the jump on you.
My team got captured trying to buy weapons to use against the tribute convoys.
Huh, let me guess. The Hutts figured out that rebels are worth more as prisoners than customers.
I should have seen it coming. Callus wouldn't have made that mistake. She was my sister, and she died at the Battle of Scarif.
Literally nobody asked, dude.
I'm sorry. Never heard of it.
The Empire made sure of that. Callus was a hero, and when she needed my help, I wasn't there. That's why I'm a rebel now.
Hey, Asara.
What is it, Kay?
I didn't really fucking ask. So we helped the rebels get their captured men back.
You saved a lot of good lives today. You could save a whole lot more.
For fuck's sake, do you guys get paid by the ad spiel? Seriously.
What's that?
This is literally just busy work to get Kay from point A to point B.
Perfect.
Kay. You've got it backwards.
ND?
You actually had it right the first time. ND5 was just fucking with you.
It's a miracle he lasted this long.
Kadik!
Let go!
Okay.
As they repair ND5, she gets knocked out, and then we skip ahead to the final bit of the game.
You're okay.
Did I hurt you?
Even if you did, you were broken.
No, it's me. Without Jalen's restraining bolt functioning, I'm just a battle droid. Infiltrate and terminate. Nothing else.
That was you.
I told him not to.
Hey, Kay.
We need 2 slicers, right? Well, here's the best of the best.
Not her.
Is best of the best title just something anyone can take? Hey guys, I'm the best of the best in game reviews. So, Jalen went ahead and got Kay's mother, and with the rebel guy, that's a whole crew.
Jalen said you needed firepower, and rebellions aren't cheap, so.
What do you want, Kay?
I want her off my ship.
No. I mean, once we pull this off and you're richer than most of the galaxy, what do you want?
What? Who cares?
You can't answer.
I want my cut and Rico gone.
You want to be free, Kay. And to do that, you need to stop keeping score with some ghost and start seeing what's right in front of you.
She left me with a blaster and a casino chip, Jalen. I was 12.
Okay. How about I tell you a secret? I was born rich.
Secret? If you hadn't hired me, you'd be a mark.
My family built ships on Corellia. We were wealthy, powerful, and we hated each other. Then the Empire came, smelled weakness, tore us apart. Hate turned to murder, and here I am, the last survivor. And I only have ND5 to thank for that.
Well, at least you lived.
My family's hatred destroyed our future, Kay. Now, your mother is one of the best slicers I've seen, and she wants you to pull this off more than any of us.
God, you're not even attempting to hide the manipulation, are you, dude? You know what? Here, I'll show you what my mother deserves.
I see you still have my blaster.
So Kay is forced to work with her mother to sneak into the ISB station. That's fine, it's only the Imperial Security Bureau. I'm sure we can just slip in.
Told you this would work. The ISB is hunting rebels, not stolen shuttles.
Yeah, it's not like the rebels just stole a shuttle to get into Endor or anything. If this shuttle was stolen, wouldn't that have been reported and immediately alert them as you entered the ISB station? So during the sneak-in, a probe droid activated and recorded K somehow, and we have to go slice it and get rid of the footage. So after killing everybody in the room, I did just that. I'm sure when no one calls to check in, they're not going to be suspicious or send anybody to look into it.
I'm in the vent. Now what? Hello?
Imperial big shots here. I don't know who they are, but they came alone. Okay, I have to go. Stay out of sight no matter what.
What? Go where? Hello? Rico.
Wait! You guys are Nazis!
9, we're not.
Yes, you are!
Well, this is a surprise.
Nobody ever said that. Lord Vader unexpectedly, don't really.
The Emperor has my report. Zarek Bear's syndicate has infiltrated the underworld into the farthest reaches of the galaxy. We are on the verge of uncovering the rebel network. This is an unqualified success for the ISB.
Zarek Besh has not found a single member of the Rebel Alliance.
That's nonsense.
Well, that's nonsense. We found, shit.
Without rebels, Zarek Besh is a failure. You, Director Barsha, are a failure.
Failure?
I failed, did I?
Yes.
Did I?
Yes.
Did I?
Scout, where is this going?
The ISB has created the most groundbreaking intelligence network the Empire has seen, and accomplished more in weeks than the entire Imperial Army.
You're totally not serious. You can't be that stupid, right?
An army whose mindless show of force allowed a rebel fleet to escape from Hoth.
No! He might actually be that stupid!
It is the ISB that will win this war.
Motherfucker, I choked Ozzel through Skype. You don't think I can't hurt you here?
So close. Lord Vader.
Then I suggest you find some rebels, Director.
Seriously, you're a director of ISB and you don't know it's a terrible idea to piss Vader off? Shouldn't "don't piss Vader off" be Rule 1, 5, 23, and 47 of the Rule Handbook?
The Emperor is waiting.
All right, we'll call it a draw.
Kay? Kay, what do you see?
I'm not sure. I can't.
Kiddo, eye on the score.
Yeah, okay. We got a big problem.
So there's this guy in a big black suit that kind of sounds like Mufasa that just turned the unbreakable glass display case into knives with his mind.
I don't know. He just tore the room apart. Sliro's Imperial. He's an ISB director. Did you know?
What? I'm not that crazy.
So Sliro is revealed to be a director of the ISB and is actually deep in the Imperial ranks. Oh no, you mean to tell me that the guy whose syndicate appeared out of thin air and within weeks became one of the most powerful syndicates in the galaxy was actually working with the evil government this whole time? Who would have guessed? I will give the game this. I figured Zarek Besh was working with the Empire, but I don't think I expected Sliro to be an Imperial officer. So I guess that's a twist? It's much better than what the actual twist is.
You know, you did okay. This worked out.
Yeah. Felt like old times. The good ones.
Wow, the mom and Kay are having a very nice dialogue, and it looks like they're about to make up as they go to leave. I hope nothing bad happens to the mom.
Okay, let's go. For the rebellion, right?
Oh,
like
we're
we could pull this off.
actually fine. Okay then, time to break into the mansion. Again. And we also get to meet up with Bram.
Told you not to come back, Kay.
Was I supposed to listen? Looks just like I remember it.
No need to change it if it's right. You okay?
Sure. Just saw some things that, I don't know what we're walking into. Zarek Besh? It's an Imperial front. Sliro's ISB.
ISB?
Imperial Security Bureau. The Empire's intelligence outfit. God eyes everywhere, and a hell of a lot scarier than troopers.
So of course everyone wants to leave the job, but Jalen gives them a speech to have them stay.
Walk away now. You say goodbye to 157 million credits.
You knew, didn't you?
Would you be here if I told you?
And also because this is the end of the game, and it would be pretty anticlimactic if everyone just left.
You've seen this vault with your own eyes. And this is your one shot at freedom. No Sliro, no death mark. No more looking over your shoulder.
I guarantee it. Would I lie?
Tell me that's a fresh bowl.
I don't think he cares.
So, how's your leg?
It's fine, Kay. And 6 kin think you're dead. I made my peace with them by fixing a couple of races in their favor.
I thought you were out of the game.
I still have a few connections.
Yeah, you think Bram makes money off this place? Could at least update the menu.
Been a little busy paying off someone's debts.
Right.
And besides, I'm sure you'll be out of here in no time, Rico.
Hey, I've looked after Kay in my own way.
No, not at all, actually.
Easy.
You know, Bram is like a way better mom than the actual mom. After breaking into the actual vault, Sliro shows up.
I have to thank you. I've never had a chance to claim my own death mark.
Did this guy just pick up a Scottish accent all of a sudden? What the hell?
Fail. Blaster. Anything you're waiting for?
No.
So, of course, Bounty Hunter Girl turns on Sliro.
Hilarious, isn't it? 20%. 10.
I'll take everything you have.
It's yours. 15. Done.
Do you really think you can get away with this?
Ank? Anytime now.
How could you know, astute?
Your lives are over. Your family, friends, gone. There's nowhere in the galaxy you can hide from the ISB.
Last thing I need is a dead ISB director.
Oh, for fuck's sakes, just kill him. Who's going to know? And even if the Empire somehow finds out, they're only going to be around for like another month. Yeah, I know they have no way of knowing about Battle Vendor. Shut up. So now, after a shootout in the casino, we have the box. But what's in the box?
Where's our hall?
This is better. Sliro's databank.
Oh, so no money?
Operational planning. Base schematics.
And
So, no money. You're telling me that this fucker had no credits anywhere in that big estate of his? We could have just taken some of the artwork or the trophies that he had. So, Jalen betrays us, which wasn't really that big of a shock, to be honest.
Hey, you said the rebellion gets access and nobody gets hurt.
Is there anyone in here not stabbing me in the back?
Sliro spent millions of ISB cash on Zarek Besh. He wanted to use underworld networks to hunt the Rebel Alliance.
You want Zarek Besh?
I have the Codex.
The Codex of Ultimate Wisdom?
I have Asara's rebel network. Unlike Slero, I'll give the Empire everything they ever wanted while making millions.
What's your deal with Slero?
Just tipping the scales, Kay.
He'll be free to go once he has Zarek Besh. No more Deathmark. That's the deal.
And Asara?
I am altering the deal. Pray I don't alter it any further.
Okay. Deal's changed.
ND5.
Hey, come on!
You didn't keep your eyes on the score, kiddo.
It's not me, Kay.
And Kay is now stuck on an Imperial Star Destroyer. I don't really know why Jalen brought her along. I mean, he stuffed her into the escape pod and then he just kind of forgot about her. I know that's what happened because the mom had time to get away and go get Kadik and Ankh, so she was in there for quite some time.
Where are we?
Tomatoma distola, huhayaba suja revelator.
You're okay. Do you think you'll fit in there?
How did you find me?
Rico. Chitinga oto, sata uba.
I'm not going anywhere.
Chichiwamake. Titoki tabola neat.
ND is still under Jalen's control.
He was Jalen's enforcer long before we came into the picture.
And without him, you'd be locked up in some Imperial lab. And you'd be a prisoner on Kijimi.
And did he give up when you threw him out of the back of that moving van? Oh, you had to bring that up. No, he didn't. We have a friend in need, and we will not rest until he's safe in Andy's room. Now let's move out.
What about the army of bucketheads surrounding us?
Get moving, Sky.
Easy.
So is there just a naked guy on my ship now? Sneaking into the base as a stormtrooper is pretty cool, and I kinda hate how this isn't an outfit we can unlock after we beat the game.
What is he doing here?
It says he's been called in for a conference.
How much you want to bet Jalen and ND5 are gonna be there? You've been relieved, Trooper.
What? I didn't hear anything.
Stop wasting my time. You've been relieved of your post. Now move.
Of course, sir. I'm leaving.
I've never seen such a disorganized ship. That's always how things are run.
Afraid so, sir.
Disgraceful. I despair for the state of the Imperial fleet.
So, how's about that pod racing?
The gall, the sheer audacity of it. To think anyone would dare summon me from halfway across the Empire? This better be of paramount importance, or someone is going to suffer.
Director Barsha.
Oh, Christ!
I understand there has been a security breach.
Don't worry, Lord Vader. It's in ruins now. Soon we'll move to our sister location, where we can have some help wanted for our pizza simulator. FNAF 2.
It's a personal matter.
Not when you've been so careless with critical Imperial intelligence. You have outlived your usefulness to the Emperor.
Jalen.
The Empire accepts your terms, Jalen Rex.
Nice cape. Let me guess, the fur was your idea.
Coordinates to the rebel base.
Set course.
So Jalen is, shock no shock, Sliro's brother.
Lord Vader drives a hard bargain. In exchange for the Akivan rebels, and the return of some very sensitive information. You really haven't figured it out yet.
The terms, Jalen.
The Empire is giving me Zarek Besh. And you.
You told him.
That we're brothers? Felt like a detail.
You've no idea what you've done.
I know exactly what I've done. The Clone Wars were over. Our factories were set to build thousands of destroyers for the Imperial fleet. We would have been the richest family on Corellia.
I did what I had to do.
Don't you just hate that? You take one chicken nugget from your little brother's plate and he murders the entire family.
You accused us of plotting against the Emperor, and for what? A promotion? We had everything, Sliro.
You had everything.
I've always taken care of you, Fredo.
Taking care of me? You're my kid brother, and you take care of me?
I was your father's mistake.
You had a place at the table.
I had scraps. And you never let me forget for 1 second that you were the favorite.
I was the heir! I'm your older brother, Mike, and I was stepped over!
That's the way Pop wanted it.
It ain't the way I wanted it!
You remember ND5?
Hello!
Don't remember that scar on his chest.
Who you sent to hunt down and kill every last Barsha.
You always did.
Okay, I think now's a good time to talk about the continuity issues in this game and the problems I have with the writing in general. Star Wars continuity has never really been airtight. There's always been some problems. For example, if you remember in my review of the new droid army, they killed off Count Dooku, and the many deaths of Shaak Ti, and Dirge. Sometimes you just gotta let the little hiccups go because ultimately they're not important. However, unlike the Star Trek continuity, where as far as I know, the novels and comics are generally not considered canon, Star Wars is not like that. Every movie, every show, every game, and every book and comic is in some form or another part of the current universe. Yes, at the time, Mount Sorrow was canon. In the old canon, the new droid army, which I mentioned before, because of Dooku dying in that game, they had to mention that he was actually a doppelganger in one of the following books to fix that issue. Again, sometimes there's mistakes, or some bits that don't really matter. But this game events happened the same time as the comic series Crimson Reign, which also means that this game is based entirely around the Syndicate War. And you know what I didn't see throughout this entire game? A fucking war. Besides, like, some missions where one side fights another, and the occasional jobs you take which task you with planting an item in a base or stealing something from them, there's nothing. Tashara was supposed to be a hot spot for all of the factions, but there's never any territory change, no open fights, no space battles, you only fight pirates in space. And Kira started the war. We know that the war started already because they mentioned Jabba is the last Hutt cartel leader after they had all died. And because of that event, Kira started spreading rumors that the Empire was looking for a new partner, and they were all fighting for that position, in order for her to overthrow the Empire and to get rid of Vader and the Emperor. And you know what happened? Sliro actually tells the Emperor that Kira was the one who started the war, in which Palpatine would then call all the crime lords over and be like, "Stop it." And then he and Vader personally hunted down the Crimson Dawn, which resulted in Kira having to go into hiding. How can he do that now that he's dead? We know that the Syndicate War has already started and hasn't ended yet because at the end, Kira was forced to go into hiding and Crimson Dawn got dissolved, and we also know that it started because that happened shortly after Kira had the auction for Han Solo, which resulted in the Hutts dying and yada yada. But we also know that already happened because besides ND5 mentioning about the auction and the fact that Jabba is the last Hutt leader of the Hutt cartel, Han Solo is already at Jabba's palace. Episode 5 and 6 are only about a year apart, and I'm pretty sure by the time Jabba gets Han, Luke and the others are rescuing him in like at most 3 months. Why is Lando dicking around here then? Shouldn't he be in Jabba's palace as the guard? There was that part with the chip thing where Lando says that that information is vital to the rebellion, so I thought, okay, maybe he was getting the location for Han. But no! Doing research for this part, I found out that this motherfucker has already broken into Jabba's palace before and has talked to the slab of Han. Complete with encountering Jabba's Rancor. Man, that Rancor had a bad couple of weeks. And also, Jabba had like 4 break-ins in this year alone. Did he not think about like upping security? Maybe asking more than like 2 questions during the job interview? Or, I don't know, not taking in some random droids that Luke Skywalker gave as a gift? And also, it should be obvious Han's going to Jabba, because that's the guy who put out the hit. But then I thought, okay, maybe this was the information about the Death Star 2 Electric Boogaloo. But no! Kira already gave them that information, with 2 random spies who happen to have found out about it. No Bothans, by the way. Was Mon Mothma lying when she said that? You know, we never actually got to see any Bothans die for the Death Star 2 information in Legends or the current canon. And what the fuck? This guy had a rebel in his vault, and he knew that this guy was a rebel. He never reported this? He never decided to move him to a different location? Did he even consider interrogating information out of him?
It just raises too many questions.
I got into a bit of a tangent there, and this review has gone on way too long, so let's just finish this up.
I really thought I'd feel something.
So, Kay shoots one stormtrooper and then the wall for some reason, dropping the rifle and revealing herself. What about the other troopers that would be on the bridge?
So much for...
And also, this Imperial officer is doing a great job at not leaving her post, as a director of the ISB got shot right in front of her. Or, you know, all of this shit happening.
So much for tipping the scales, huh? All this for some revenge on your brother?
Well, you should know, Kay. No one hurts you like family. If you're here for the Codex...
I'm here for Andy. And him, I guess.
You're kidding. Well then, come and get them.
Okay, final part. Gotta run away from ND, who is programmed to attack us. We have to stun him so we can remove the restraining bolt. So we have to use this generator thing that further proves that there's no such thing as space OSHA. Where are the other stormtroopers, by the way? Did they, like, all go on a coffee break? And also, conveniently, at the beginning of this, Kay gave Nyx her blaster for some reason, so we can't just shoot ND5 or use the ion module to stun him, because that would have been intelligent. And also, I can't get over this goofy run. He looks like a nerd.
Okay, Andy. Here I am. You win. I won't fight anymore. But I know this isn't you. It's Jalen.
And you don't have to be a gun. You are what you choose to be. You choose. Choose.
Oh, God. I'm sorry, Kay.
Me too!
But at the very last second, Kay shoots the restraining bolt off ND, and he shoots Jalen.
No.
Not bad.
After shooting up everybody in the Star Destroyer, we decided to stay behind so we can help the rebels, because Jalen gave their location to the Empire. But they're also not really the main rebel fleet, so the stakes are relatively low. Kay also calls in reinforcements in the form of the Bug People.
And thank you for answering, Your Highness. Queen Ashiga.
We require an exchange.
Which is?
The Codex. We will take it.
And how did they know about the Codex exactly? I'm assuming it's because at the time I had the Ashiga clan as the highest level out of the 4. It was Crimson Dawn, but Khaleesi didn't like that I didn't give her the bug code thing.
Sorry.
It would have been cool if, like, all the syndicates that you had excellent rating on would have showed up, but it literally affects nothing.
The Ashiga have answered your call.
It would have been Jabba that came here to help you, but he's kind of, choked up at the moment. So this is the final part of the game. You have to take out a Star Destroyer with the help of the rebels, and whichever syndicate you have the highest level with. It's an okay final boss. Kinda doesn't feel like a Star Destroyer should have been the final boss, but they didn't really do anything with space in this game's story, so it's whatevs.
Behind us.
I can't get through to the base. They gotta have a jammer that's blocking communications.
K, for the message to reach the rebels.
What?
a chain reaction in the Revelator's ion drives.
Wait a minute, wasn't this guy red? He looks purple here. I don't think it's the lighting that's the issue. I could be wrong, though. It's just weird, because, like, the entire game he was red, and then this last cutscene he's, like, purple. And so we destroy a random Star Destroyer. The rebel guy tries his recruitment speech one more time, and we have one last goodbye to all the people we've met on our journey. And it would seem that in the end, the big high score was the friends we met along the way. Son of a bitch! Oh, also, Kay gave the codex to the bounty hunter lady instead of the syndicate. I guess they kind of just forgot about that whole codex thing. And it's also going to ultimately lead to nothing, and that's the end of the game. Oh, and this last cutscene with Kay bailing out her mother. I guess it's like a returning the favor thing, but I feel it's kind of unearned, and they kind of ended this plot point very quickly. So, is the naked stormtrooper guy still on my ship? Well, that was the game. Was it worth getting an Xbox for? No, no game is ever worth getting a whole console for. And besides, it wasn't the sole reason I got the Xbox. It was one of many reasons. Was the game good? Yeah. The writing isn't great, but when was the last time Ubisoft made a game with good writing? I enjoyed my time playing this game, some stealth sections notwithstanding, and if you like what you saw in this review, you might enjoy this game as well. There's a lot of things I wish that they did better. The reputation system was lacking, they should have done more combat than stealth in my opinion. Space could have been a lot better, but I still enjoyed it, and if you want to get it but want to wait until it goes on sale, you won't be missing much. And I think for $30 or less, this game is a good choice. And honestly, if you don't have a need to play this game right away, waiting until all the DLC come out and then just getting it all in a cheaper bundle might be the best choice. I do hope that if we get a sequel or if they make another game about the underworld, it ends up so much better than this. I think Star Wars Outlaws is a good starting point for Star Wars games similar to this in the future. Man, this review took way longer than it should have to make, and it became way bigger than I originally thought. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like down below, and also comment and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year. Hopefully the next few videos don't take as long as this one. Okay, I hear you. I'm listening. I think I have a perfect Star Wars game for you. 2, as a matter of fact. Oh, really? Yep, says right here, you're a bounty hunter exploring the galaxy, hunting bounties, and it's really gritty, with no rebels or Jedi ties at all. You're just a simple man making your way through the galaxy. Wow, that sounds exactly like what I want. Both of them got canceled.